All right, folks, back to work. Boy, pretty darn good day today. We got that beautiful bear trap at 9:45 this morning. That was a fantastic trade this morning, but they couldn't hold it this afternoon, right? Market rolls over, this big move going lower. Now, hold on, big move down. That's a big clue for tomorrow, because anytime we see a big move like this, there's always two types of trades we look for the following day. They are both very easy trades, but one of those two trades give us two ways to profit. Could be one of our biggest winners of the week on Friday morning. It's been a fantastic week so far, so charts are ready. Enough of the intro. We'll cover the entire game plan, entries, exits. Let's dive right in and give you guys a roadmap to make some money and finish up with some green on Friday morning. S&P SPY ready to go tonight. Nasdaq triple Qs are ready. I've got three clues on these charts. Tell me where I think the money is made tomorrow. First clue is on the highest time frame, the hourly chart. We had a big move up into a range and a strong run down this afternoon. Big move up into a range and a strong run down this afternoon. Everything we need is right here on this hourly time frame. I'm not ready to give up on the bulls just yet. We have big NVIDIA report coming out next Wednesday. The gaps got filled. This kind of felt like a bit of a chips off the board before the end of the week here. But I definitely have to respect the bears right now. All of that strength going lower this afternoon, what does it want to do? It's going to want to pull back. It'll want to retest that low before we resume that overall bullish move. Pull back, retest that low before we resume that overall bullish move. So I'm not quite ready yet to give up on the bulls right now, but you have to be realistic. The bears have a lot of momentum. And so one really big clue right now is expecting those bears to try, they may not be successful, but to try to retest that low before we go back into that range up overhead. That's one very big clue right now on the S&P, Nasdaq, hourly time frames. Let's check schedule for tomorrow. I was hoping that we'd have some updates regarding some data coming out tomorrow morning. We don't have any updates yet. Everyone is waiting right now on updates regarding non-farm payrolls and CPI reports. It sounds like early next week we'll know more about that. So tomorrow, there really isn't anything on our radar for tomorrow. We will keep an eye out on the headlines overnight, early tomorrow. We're definitely waiting for updates right now regarding, for example, the non-farm payroll number coming out probably early next week here. That may lead to some choppy sideways price action tomorrow. That kind of the fear of the unknown here. So just be aware of that on a Friday morning. None of those reports are scheduled for tomorrow morning because of the government shutdown. It is very much a fluid situation right now. We're watching here. Let's look at the charts now. Our tick charts here. We like to use time charts for direction, time charts for the bigger picture, but let's now dive into our tick charts here right now. Tick charts are better for entry timing, right? Pattern recognition. That is a 7,000 tick chart, upper left-hand corner. And in case you're watching for the first time right now, that is the 21 EMA. It is the only indicator we need to find repeatable profits each week. There's three really important clues here on this chart. One big clue, and it is big. It's a big move down. Anytime I see a big move like this, I always expect a two-legged pullback, a retest of the low, and a bounce off of that low. Big move down, two-legged pullback, a retest of that low, and a bounce off of that low. One big clue there. Second clue is this range that we see right here. Now, ranges love to rotate, don't they? They go up, down. They rotate back and forth. And we use things like triangles. We use things like pendulum swings, the amount above, the amount below, right? Symmetry above and below. Buying low, selling high, and trading that rotation. And the final clue are these ranges that we have above us, previous range above us, previous range above us. Now, remind me again, what happens after a range breakout? Range breakouts love to break out pullback. They love to break out pullback. So you can probably imagine now, if we put all of these clues together, one very easy game plan for tomorrow is get up, sell it back down, and buy that retest. Now, this is just one of two trade strategies I'm watching for tomorrow. The second one we'll cover later on the Nasdaq. Again, tomorrow's a Friday. Fridays have a tendency to be a bit squirrely. On the Nasdaq, we'll talk about if we don't get this first scenario, we'll cover some variations because it is likely to get some variations on Friday morning. The most important thing I want you to think about right now is this sequence. As we're trying to buy during that pullback, it's a crown reversal pattern. As we get up around that breakout pullback zone, could be this one, could be this one. I don't know which one it will be. I don't have a crystal ball. All I know is this is the sequence I am looking for. So during the pullback, I'm looking for that crown reversal. Bears once, bears twice, buying underneath a prior swing. As we go higher, we know this will feel very bullish, but again, with all of that momentum going lower, they're going to try to retest that low. So we'll look for a 2-try bull trap off that high. As it runs back down, I'm going to look for ways to add to my winner with separation off of that moving average, lower low in price, get in above that high. My favorite trade, which most of you know already, is the retest trade, right? Once we take out that low, now anybody who sells up here, now they take their profit at that low and they can look for a 2-try bear trap and add as it runs higher. I'm going to cover this in more detail in a second, but I want you guys to see this is the sequence for tomorrow. Now, the location of these might be a bit different, right? But this is the sequence you want to look for. Now, a heads up on this. In this scenario, we may keep grinding down a bit further. So the bear trap right here will be a half size position. It'll be a crown reversal pattern. 2-try bear trap, getting below that low. Then, as we pull back here, buyers once, buyers twice, we are literally looking to sell into those buyer stop losses and run back down to retest that low. It's a classic 2-try bull trap like I teach in our free video course. Most importantly though, is to add to our winner as it rolls over. This will want to take out that low again. So look for that separation off that moving average. We're selling above that high. And then one of my favorite trades is always going to be the retest trade. 2-try, bears once, bears twice, squeeze those stops, and again, as we roll higher, where's the market trying to go? It wants to go back up and take out that recent high. On its way getting there, I'm getting in below prior swings with an add-on. It's a bear trap and an add-on as we go higher. Now, it's very important right now, you see the difference between this entry pattern and that entry pattern. It's a crown reversal because I'm trying to pick a bottom. A little more cautious on that one. On the retest trade though, I can be a lot more aggressive on the retest trade, okay? So this is the sequence that I'm looking for here tomorrow. Again, these locations may not be exact, but these breakout pullback zones. Now, I want to talk about a couple of variations of this as well. You know, for example, what if we keep going lower here and this price keeps on crashing? Or what if this is a bottom? What if we keep running, going higher here and we never pull back at all? I want to cover some variations of this on the Nasdaq. Before we do that though, let's slow down for 2 seconds because I know most folks watching right now, you guys know these patterns. You nailed that bear trap at 9:45 this morning. But if you're watching for the first time right now, this might be a brand new strategy for you. Don't you worry though, I teach this entire roadmap in my free trading course. In fact, I have a ton of examples of all of these entry patterns in a whole lot more detail in that free video class. What I'll do is, guys, I'll put a link up top here for you because I want you guys to make money with this stuff as well. Hit that link that popped up there and take that free trading course because the strategy I teach in that short video series will teach you a simple trick we use in our members trade room that literally tells me exactly where to find the winning trades each day. More importantly, let's face it, we make our money by timing good entries, don't we? So in that free video course, I'm going to teach you my 4 favorite entry setups so you can time better entries, get your confidence confidence back in your trading. Guys, bottom line, if you're still missing the best trades each day, if you've lost your confidence in your current strategy, what are you waiting for right now? Hit that link that popped up there. Watch that free trading course. Everyone loves all the trading examples I include on the website, part of that short video series. The best part is it's completely free for you. Also be aware too, guys, I'm going to put all the important links you guys need to learn this stuff down below tonight's video. Start first on that free video course. Most folks start making money all on their own, all in that free video class. Start there first. And don't forget, we trade together every day in our trade room, 8 o'clock Eastern time. I'll put trade membership down there in the description of the video tonight. And if you're on Twitter or X, I post a ton of charts and videos and mindset stuff on my Twitter feed, in between the YouTube videos. Give me a follow. Again, all the details you guys need are below tonight's video. All right, so now you guys know where to go if you're shopping in for the first time right now, because again, I covered a lot so far, and I want you guys to get more details and see more examples of those actual patterns. Now, let's talk about some variations of this now on the Nasdaq, because that's kind of the dream scenario, right? We go up, sell it, bounce back off that low. That is the dream scenario right now. Let's talk Nasdaq right now. Now, we like to use the hourly time frame for kind of a directional filter, right? Strong run up into a trading range. Again, I would not give up on these buyers just yet. This could have easily been chips off the board before big earnings coming out next week. This may wind up just running right back up into that range up overhead. But remember, anytime we see a strong move against that bullish move, expect them to try to retest that low before we resume that overall bullish momentum. That's what the hourly time frame tell us. That's the big picture overall. Now, I want to dive into the tick charts here. Before we dive into the tick charts, though, I want to share something with you I've been working on the past few months. You know, we all know that AI is the technology of the future, and I recently built an AI tool that gives me an advantage over every other trader on the planet. I use this AI tool in my trading, in my personal life, my workouts, health and fitness, and I'm completely addicted to it. Guys, if you're like me, looking for more ways to make more money in your trading with AI tools, I will drop a special link down below tonight's video, or just scan that QR code that popped up there on your iPhone and try my new AI productivity tool called VoiceTap. I'm going to warn you though, once you start voice tapping it, you'll never go back to writing things down ever again. So again, hit that link below or scan that QR code for a free download, a free test drive on the App Store, and let me know what you think. I would love to get your feedback on that brand new tool because I am absolutely addicted to it. Now, enough of talking this. Let's dive into Nasdaq right now. Talk tick charts here on the NQ. What do we see right now on the Nasdaq? And first of all, that bear trap we saw this morning. We had a range up there, right? What did we talk about last night on the video? Anytime we see a range breakout leg, measured leg, you can't see it very well on this 4,000 tick chart, but on a 1,000 tick chart, man, oh man, that was primo this morning in the morning room. But as you can see though, right, look what happened, that big move down. Remember, anytime we see a big move like this, pop it up, sell back down, right, and buy the retest. That range right there, it wants to rotate, right? It wants to rotate. And the previous range, very important, like this range right here, that range right there, that breakout pullback zone up there is just begging. It's just begging to get sold back down and retest that low. So same basic clues that we see here right now on the Nasdaq. Now, I said earlier, I want to cover some variations of this. You know, for example, we may keep grinding down. You know, I said earlier, don't give up yet on the buyers just yet, but I mean, come on, that big move down over we saw last week. Would anybody be surprised if sentiment stayed sour and we rolled all the way back to that low? No one should be surprised if that happens for tomorrow, especially with the data points still up in the air for non-farm payrolls next week. What if we don't get that bounce off that low? Again, when I go lower here, I'm looking for that crown reversal pattern down below that low, right? That's the pattern we want here to buy off that low. And again, that 1, 2, the same stuff, right? Same pattern before we mentioned earlier on the S&P. But what if this thing keeps going lower, right? What if this thing keeps rolling lower here now? Well, see now, remember this range above us now, Now that becomes the breakout pullback. Okay, so let's take that same game plan, that same vision. It's the same thing. It's bears once, it's bears twice. Now again, you got to get in below swings, right? Because it's not as easy as you think to pick those bottoms sometimes, right? You got to be getting in below prior swings. Got to be a crown reversal pattern like I teach in the free video series. Pop it up, and again, at the underbelly of that range, when this begins to look like it's a reversal going higher, again, all that momentum, it wants to retest that low. It's a 1-2 bull trap, a retest of that low. And again, once they take out that low, anybody who sells up here, they're taking their profit targets down here. This is not a great spot to be selling. And again, you guys know me, right? I love the retest trades. Love the retest trades. It's a bear trap. It's an add-on as we try to rotate up where? Back up to take up what? That high right there, right? That's our goal, going higher here. And again, very important you recognize the difference right now between that entry pattern and that entry pattern, right? The first one, we're buying below a prior swing. Really important, right? Because it'll pop up and go right back down again. I need to be in the green on that trade quickly. Right? I do not want to buy as it goes higher when I'm picking a bottom like this in this type of environment. So it needs to be below that low. And again, a lot of examples of that inside the free video course. It's a 2-try bull trap off the high there, 1-try, 2-try, and again, a retest trade, right? It's a bear trap, it's an add-on, and we'll leave that runner to go back up and retest that high. So a small adjustment there. If we do begin to slide and run lower overnight, it is the same game plan, except we now shift this lower here, and we use this range now as the breakout pullback up overhead. But now let's talk about, for example, we oftentimes will see stuff like this where after a really big move down like this, we oftentimes see a slingshot move. Now, we mentioned this last night on the video, right? Anytime we have a bullish market overall, a big move down into a trading range, okay, that produces a slingshot move, right? What happens is it goes lower, and because we're so oversold that point, this range wants to rotate, right? It wants to rotate back up again because ranges like to rotate. And as it rotates, and again, like I said earlier, I wouldn't go giving up just yet on the buyers yet. I might be eating those words 24 hours from now, but right now I wouldn't give up on it yet. Right now it's just a deep pullback here off the high here. So oftentimes it'll run lower and really snap, right, and run higher here. So I would not be surprised at all if we saw it run lower, whether or not we get that bear trap down there. We may not get that bear trap. One thing's for sure though, if it rips up and begins to grind going higher here, all right, if that happens, if it begins to pop up and begins to grind going higher, it'll be slow too, okay? It'll pop, it'll separate. This will be, it is usually very slow. It'll be a slow, sleepy grinder going higher here. Remember, grinding markets, well, you saw today, grinding markets are tough to stop, right? They're tough to stop. They grind, they're slow, they're tough to stop. So again, big pullback, overall bull market right now. Find that channel off the highs, bring it down off that low, and all we do now is look left, find some prior swings, and my goal is I want to get in below a prior swing off the first touch, the first test of the low of that channel. All right. Again, this would be what we call a pop and grind reversal, kind of a slingshot move off of that low. It may happen right now, right? It may pop up right now and go grinding, going higher. The most important thing now is if it pops up and separates and grinds, I'm now going to flip my strategy now into buying that first test off of that low, find those prior swings, don't miss that first test. And this could be any of the entry patterns you guys are learning in that free class I mentioned. And again, that link is below tonight's video. If you've done so yet, grab that link below. A lot of examples. These are very common. These types of trades are very common, and they will quickly become one of your favorites. Pop and grind channels, first test is the best test. The other variation of this, I would say, which is also probably just as reasonable, is, again, tomorrow's a Friday, no major news. I think a lot of this was probably overdone because of NVIDIA next week. Would anybody be surprised if we popped up here tomorrow morning, overnight, and without any lack of news or any headlines that shake things up, we may go into another range up here? Now, in my morning trade, when we said, these are kind of the dream scenarios, because anytime we have back-to-back ranges like this, what happens? Well, first of all, the previous range, right? The previous range wants to break out pullback, right? It wants to break out pullback. And usually what happens is it's these edges right there. It won't go all the way back to that range. It is usually going to be some of those edges around that range, like that area right there. So we know the previous range, that's going to be my breakout pullback zone, right? We know the current range, the new range. What do new ranges do? They like to rotate, don't they? The new range wants to rotate going higher. Again, I call these kind of the dream scenario because they're very simple once you learn the structure and how this works. The real key though in this one is we're not going to pick a bottom on that. We're not going to blindly buy it, obviously. Hopefully that's obvious to you, right? We're not going to blindly buy it. I'm going to wait now for price to pull back to that 21 EMA. I'm going to use those bears trying once, trying twice. Use that classic 2-try bear trap that you guys are learning in the free course. And then as we make our run going higher, we always want to add to our winner if possible. Sometimes we can't, but depending on location, if I can add to my winner, that's always a good idea. And again, if this happens here right now, if we pop up into a new trading range, that becomes a bullish range. So that really shifts momentum a lot, right? If we pop up into a range like this, it now becomes very difficult for these bears to go back and take out that low, because that new range right there, that becomes the magnet. So what we'll do is we're going to lean on that previous range for a breakout pullback, wait for the breakout below, trap some bears in, bears once, bears twice, squeeze those stops going higher, right? Because if you're caught short in that scenario, you buy your way out. That's why that trade works so well going higher. It's a bear trap. It's an add-on, and we know where the market wants to go. It wants to complete that pendulum swing, so leave that runner. All right, so now we know kind of the dream scenario, right? Now we know for tomorrow, go lower, pop it up, sell it back down, buy the retest, right? And that may play into a rotation, right? That may play into a rotation. So with the range right there, the amount below, the amount above, right? The same stuff, right? So we know that's the dream scenario, right? That's our dream scenario for tomorrow. Buying low, selling high. But hey, right? We'd be foolish not to at least plan for some plan B and plan C. If we keep on souring going lower, it's that breakout pullback, that retest. That I think is pretty easy. Don't be surprised though, if we pop up, grind, new channel up there, buy the first test off that channel, or pop up into a range. And again, this is the dream scenario. This is the easiest one, right? That's the easy money trade right there. Rotate there off of that low. All right, guys, that's my vision for tomorrow. Now, what do you think about tomorrow, right? Am I crazy right now? Are the buyers DOA right now? What do you think? Let me know down below in the comments below. I always appreciate you guys tuning in and give me feedback there in the comment section below. So as always, thank you guys for tuning in here and watching right now. That's my game plan for tomorrow. And speaking of tomorrow, don't forget, 8 o'clock Eastern time, every morning, guys. I know things are wild right now, but guys, the place to be is the trade room. The easiest way to start making repeatable, confident, consistent profits. Come on, learn and trade along every morning with us at the opening bell. I'll put all the important links you guys need to get started. Description of the YouTube video. Start first on that free video course. You're gonna love those free video lessons. Then come join us in the trade room and we'll do it together. In the meantime, guys, hope you guys make a bunch of money off that game plan tomorrow. Let's keep the good times rolling. Be well out there. Be nice to each other, will you? And you better be here next time. Adios, amigos. Bye for now.